What's up guys, it's Disciple here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the wands intro like I have here. So it's probably a lot more complicated than it looks. It looks pretty easy, right? But I'm going to be showing you how to do that. A step process of how I made it. So you're going to need some things first. It doesn't matter how you go about getting these things, but I'll show you how to do some of it. So the first thing you're going to need is Call of Duty 4. Doesn't matter what map you want. It can be a Modern Warfare 2 map or whatever, but it has to be able to run on Call of Duty 4. Being this is because the way that the map gets ripped from the game, it does not work on like 4 Delta 1 because 4 Delta 1 uses a launcher. So you need Call of Duty 4, and you'll only be limited to whatever maps you can get on Call of Duty 4. As of now, that is at least. Secondly, you're going to need 3D Ripper DX, which I'm going to show you how to get and how to install it. And then last, you're going to need 3ds Max 2010 or 2011. The plugin for 3D Ripper DX only works on these two programs, or like 2010, 2011. If you have anything newer than that, like here 2013, it won't import. Yeah, you can't import the files into it. But I mean, if you want to use them, I'm sure you can just save the file once it's imported and then import it into your newer 3ds Max. And you're also going to need to have a little knowledge on 3ds Max and how it works to be able to do this correctly. Or it's just going to be kind of hard to learn, I guess. But okay, so let's see how to get 3D Ripper DX. So if we just search 3D Ripper DX, come to the Deep Shadows website, we go to download, and download the most current version, 1.8.2. As of this video, that's the newest. So once you have that downloaded, I'll do it right now. Go ahead and run it. Okay, it'll take you to the setup wizard. Remove that. Accept the agreement. Yep. Okay, now here is where you need to choose what you want. So you have all these. You just want to click next. Do not install. Now, if you have 2010, I think 2011's on the next page. Yeah. So you say you have 2010 64-bit. You want to click on the checkbox next to install the 3DR import plugin. And you have to, don't forget to do this. You need to get rid of that. And you need to take where your, that is not it. You need to go to your Autodesk folder, and then you need to do 3ds Max 2010. And you need to like copy that like this, and then put it in there so it knows where to install it. If you don't, then it just won't do anything, and then you'll try to import it and nothing will happen. You might need to go to the plugins folder. I don't quite remember. You can always install it again if it doesn't work the first time. Try putting like, I think it's like plugins, but I don't know. So you can always try that first. So just go through that and it'll install it. And once you have it installed, I'm going to open it up, and it should look something like this. These are the settings you want to have. So you need to pick the DirectX application that it's going to hook onto. So as for this tutorial, we want it to hook onto the Call of Duty 4 multiplayer executable. So iw3.exe, like mp.exe. Set your capture keys to whatever you want. Usually just leave them in their own. You're only going to need the capture key. You need to check capture all shaders and capture all textures. And if you want .obj, just in case you're not using 3ds Max and you know what you're doing, then check that. But if you don't know what you're doing, do not check that. So these are just going to be, I think these are defaults. They just set to a folder in your documents, just leave them be. All three of them should be the same basically. And then we can exit out of that now. So you want to pick your map next. So we want to go into COD 4. Wait for this to load up. And you just want to, let me just turn off the sound. Where is it? Okay. You want to go to like a join game and go to filter servers and find mods. Make sure mods is on. Click yes. And then you want to do the whole refresh list, and it'll go through all like 7,000 servers again. Just do that to update it. And what you'll want to sort it by is the map name, basically. This is for only if you're doing like a map that you don't already have, or you didn't download it yet. So like some of these multiplayer maps that are just server side, like MP Astoda Valley or Arabian Village, like I don't know what those are. They're just like server maps. So say you want to rip this map, you need to join the server just so that it downloads, and then you can just leave, and then you can, dev map it once you're in Mod Warfare. You can dev map it and load it. But assuming you have the map already that you want, you've gone in and downloaded the maps. So like if you want, what did I use? Terminal. If you want to use Terminal, we want to find, may not be, it's, there it is. It was one of these, MP _ Marfer2 _ terminal. So I just joined in this free for all, let it download the map, and I left. So get the maps any way you want to. You can download them off the internet and put them in your maps folder yourself. And then, or you could just do it this way by joining in a game. But either way, this is how you get the maps that you want. Like I said, you're only limited to whatever you can get on Call of Duty 4 because this is the only one you can rip off correctly right now. Being that and Modern Warfare 2, I don't know, you can probably rip from Modern Warfare 3 if you have it, or Black Ops 2. You can probably do that. I don't know how those games launch because I don't rip from that game. But that being said, let's go back. So what you want to do, if it's not like if it's not a Call of Duty 4 map that comes on the game, you need to go to mods and load up Mod Warfare. This will allow access to all of the user maps. So we want to load up Terminal just to check it out first. So let's go dev map MP _ what was it, MW2 _ term. Yeah, so this will load up the terminal map that I have downloaded. So some of these people do a really good job at transferring these maps. I think this is probably the best one that I've seen.
Team deathmatch. Take no prisoners, comrades.
I don't know what this is. Let's just go spectator because I have no idea what that was. Oh. It's an FX bubble. Yeah, that might happen sometimes on modded maps when you try to load them like in dev map without the correct mod. But it's whatever. We don't actually need to play it. We just need to record it. So if I can find a way to get in. Always just turn on no clip. You must be alive to use this command. Okay. That's weird. Well, we'll just go in here. So this is where I capped the map. Right here, I ripped it. So yeah, it's a pretty good remake. All the textures are correct. Spacing might just be a little weird, but that just happens when you take the maps. This is probably the best terminal I've seen though ripped, except for this. happy endings boutique. Why can't they just leave the dreams there? But so you find the spot where you want to rip. For me, I wanted it this spot so I could pull the monitors and the keyboards. But you can, let's say we'll do over here. This is a pretty good spot. So we want that spot. But we're not going to rip it right now. We need to exit the game. That was just a test to make sure the map actually looked good and you found the spot where you want. So now what we want to do is launch 3D Ripper DX. Make sure you have your Call of Duty 4 multiplayer selected in the EXE. And make sure there's no command line parameters. Check all this, double check and make sure it's all right. Then we just want to click launch. It's going to launch the game. Now it may get laggy a few times. That's just because this capture thing is hooked to the game. So it sometimes might just lag. It's just with the program. So what we want to do is launch the map again. Oh, forgot to launch up Modern Warfare. So, oh, it's frozen. Yep, there we go. Okay. Just go to spectator mode. It's frozen again. It'll lag a few times whenever you're first joining in the game. Until it can load the entire map, because this is trying to figure out all of the geometry in the entire map so it knows where to rip it. Alright, so let's go to the spot. We want to rip from right here. Now, keep this in mind. When you're ripping the maps, everything basically in a 90-degree field of view in front of you will be ripped infinitely back. So the entire map that I'm looking this way will be ripped. Usually. Some stuff may, like, way back there won't be as high quality, or the textures might be off, but it's just how it is. Anything behind you will not rip. Anything behind your angle of view right now will not be ripped. So this wall behind me will not be there whenever I import the map. Keep that in mind when you want to rip. You got to make sure you have a decent amount of area to work with so that when you're in the program, you don't just have emptiness behind you and it just looks like nothing. So for this, we're going to try to stay looking this direction so that you can't see the missing map behind us. So let's just get a good angle. And we're gonna, it says ready to capture at the top. You press your capture key when you're ready. Oh wait, first things first. You need to turn off all the 2D elements. So you need to do CG underscore draw 2D 0. Just press enter. That'll get rid of any 2D elements that are on the screen, because sometimes that captures and it gets stuck on your screen. It's really messed up. But now we're ready. And press F12. This might take a while for you. It says it might take up to 5 minutes. It usually goes pretty quick, and it's done. And once